Hi, this is Lani. Welcome to my channel. Do you have trouble in describing things or comparing things using adjective? Well, this time is the right time when I can help you because in this lesson we will learn about the degrees of comparison of adjectives and also the rules in forming comparison of adjectives. Now, this might be a challenging one to those who have no knowledge at all about this lesson, but let's try to simplify everything by giving more examples to deeply explain the lesson. But before that, please don't forget to click like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for you to be notified whenever new videos will be uploaded. Thank you for that. Awesome. All right. Now, what do you see at the right side of the screen? Can you describe it? Now, if I am to describe it, I would rather say that this is one of the most wonderful waterfalls I've ever seen in my life. It is so amazing. All right, so in this lesson, I will discuss about the comparison of adjectives, and I'll be focusing about the regular forms of adjectives. But before that, let me review first about adjective. What is an adjective? Adjective describes noun and also describes pronoun. So let me explain first the definition which says adjective describes noun. Now have a look at the sentence. Sugar is sweet. The word sweet in the sentence describes the word sugar in the sentence, which is noun. So therefore, the word sweet in the sentence is an adjective. Am I understood? All right. Second example. He is smart. The word smart in the sentence describes the pronoun he. Therefore, smart here is an adjective. Is that clear? Good. Now, there are three forms of adjective, namely positive form, comparative form, and superlative form. Positive form is the base form. All right? While comparative form is the ER form or the less or more form. While the superlative form is known to be as the EST form or least or most. Okay. Now, remember that in positive form, there is no comparison that is happening. In comparative form, there is a comparison of two things. And lastly, in comparative form, there is a comparison of more than two things. Take note of that. Comparison of more than two things. Let's take the first sentence here. The moon is big. The underlined word here is big, which is an adjective in positive form. What makes it positive form? Now, take a look at this. There is no other thing being compared to the moon. We are talking about the moon only, nothing else. So therefore, we are describing only the moon and nothing else. So therefore, the adjective big here is in positive form. Is that clear? Now, let's proceed to the next form, which is comparative form. The earth is bigger than the moon. So we have the underlined words here, bigger than. So the adjective bigger here is in comparative form. Why? Because there are two things in the sentence being compared. Earth is compared to moon. So two comparisons here. So that's why we use bigger. And have you not noticed that there is the word than after the adjective bigger? So this is one thing also that signals that the adjective is in comparative form. All right? Now, what about in superlative form? Have a look at this example. Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system. Now, the adjective biggest here or biggest here is in superlative form. What makes it superlative form? Take note. Jupiter here is compared to more than two planets. Say of all planets, Jupiter is the biggest. So we use the biggest here because it's in superlative form. All right? So another thing to remember here is that in superlative form, the adjective is always preceded by the word the, or we use them before the adjective. All right? Now, these are the rules in forming comparison of adjective. The first rule here is that for one syllable adjective, like the adjective tall, we add er to form its comparative and we add est to form its superlative. So it becomes tall, taller, tallest. Second rule, one syllable adjective ending in e, like the adjective wise, it ends with e. We add r for superlative and est in we add r in comparative and we add st in superlative. So it becomes wise, wiser, and wisest. Now another rule. Adjective ending with one vowel and one consonant, double the final consonant and add er or est. Now example of this one is the adjective hot. Take note, the adjective hot ends with one vowel and one consonant. So in forming its comparative form, we have to double the consonant T and we add ER. So we have hotter in comparative form. And in superlative form, we add EST, so it becomes hottest. All right. The next rule here is that for a two-syllable adjective ending in Y, example BC, it ends with Y. So simply we have to change Y to I, then add ER to form its comparative. So BC becomes BCer, and we add EST to form its superlative. So it becomes BCest. So BC, BCer, BCest. Now the next rule says most two-syllable adjectives. All right, so when we say most, so not all. So there are other adjectives that are not that do not apply this rule. So for two-syllable adjective, and two-syllable adjectives, you add er or est. Like for example, simple. So there are two syllables here, sim and pol. So we just add er to form its comparative and we add est to form its superlative. All right. The last rule we have, for three or more syllables, always use less or more and least or most to form the comparative and superlative. Example of a three-syllable adjective is intelligent. So in the adjective intelligent, how many syllables here? So we have intelligent. So probably 4 syllables. Now, in this case, we will use either less or more to form its comparative. So it will become more intelligent or less intelligent. Now, for its superlative form, it will become most intelligent or least intelligent. Now, let's do some exercises. Let's do sentence number 1. Rock is blank. So among the choices here are hard, harder, and hardest. Now take note, how many things being described here? Only one, right? We are talking only about rock. We are describing rock only, nothing else. So among the choices, the correct answer would be hard. Hard is in the positive or in the positive form. So it becomes rock is hard. All right, let's proceed to number 2. Everest is the blank mountain in the world. Now take note, before the adjective there is a word the. So this signals that the adjective that we are going to use here must be in superlative form. So another thing also here that signals superlative form is the word in the world. Right? So among the choices, which one here is in superlative form? High, higher, or highest? It must be highest. So Everest is the highest mountain in the world. Next example, my teeth are blank. Which one? Which of the choices is the correct answer? Take note, we are only describing the word teeth here and nothing else. So it must be in positive form. Which one here is in positive form? Positive form is strong. So my teeth are strong. Next example, Sahara Desert is the blank desert in the world. Again, before the adjective there is the word the. So remember, if it is preceded by the word the, it must be in superlative form. So among the choices, the superlative form here is hottest. So the sentence becomes Sahara Desert is the hottest desert in the world. Let's proceed to number 5. Police officers are usually blank than criminals. All right. Now, in the sentence, there are two nouns being compared here. Police officers and criminals. Two comparison that is happening here. And aside from that, after the adjective, we have the word than. So it's very clear that the adjective we are going to use here is in comparative form. So among the choices, which one is in comparative form? Honest, more honest, or most honest? The correct answer is more honest. Next, number 6. The last test was blank than the test today. All right, so last test is being compared to the test today. So there are two comparisons here. Aside from that, there is the word then after the adjective. So it signals that the adjective that we are going to use here must be in comparative form. So the correct answer here is less difficult. Why we will not use least difficult? Least difficult here is in superlative form. Less difficult is comparative form. All right? Let's proceed to number 7. Sorry. The winter is blank than summer. So winter here is compared to summer. So there are two comparisons again. So another word that signals comparative degree here is than. So among the choices, cold, colder, coldest, the comparative form here is colder. So the sentence now becomes the winter is colder than the summer. All right, am I understood? Let's proceed to number 8. What is the? Okay, take note of the word the before the adjective. Blank way of traveling in Japan. So, the word the here signals superlative degree. So, which of the choices here is a superlative form? Expensive, less expensive, or least expensive? What do you think? Okay, the superlative form here is least expensive. So what is the least expensive way of traveling in Japan? All right, last number we have, snakes are blank than dogs. Okay, there are two things being compared here. The noun snakes is compared to the noun dogs. So it's very clear that the adjective that we're going to use is in comparative form. So which one is in comparative form? Dangerous, more dangerous, or most dangerous? The correct answer is more dangerous. All right, perfect. Now, let's proceed to assessment. Let me check if you have learned something from our lesson today. Now, in this test, you are going to choose the correct form of adjective. Now, if you can just pause the video if you're going to answer this part here. All right. Okay. So for number 1, I am blank. The correct answer here is fat. Why fat? Fat is in positive form because there is no comparison that is happening here. We are describing only the noun I and nothing else. Number 2, the sun is blank than the moon. So there are two comparisons here. Sun is compared to the moon. So obviously, the answer will be, what do you think? Bright, brighter, brightest. Perfect. The correct answer is brighter. Number 3, the mouse is blank than the cat. Mouse is compared to cat. So this must be in comparative form. So which one is the correct answer? Fast, faster, fastest. Which one is in comparative form here? Faster. Very good. Number 4, water from the fridge is blank than from the tap. So water from the fridge is compared to the water from the tap. So which one is the in comparative form? Cold, colder, coldest. Colder, correct. Number 5, the last number. The CN tower is the. So there, take note, the word the preceded the adjective. The CN tower is the blank one in Canada. Which of this is in superlative form? Tall, taller, tallest. The correct answer is tallest. It must be in superlative form, the tallest. The CN tower is the tallest one in Canada. Alright, for your assignment, you're going to describe your family using positive, comparative, and superlative form of adjectives in the sentences. I hope this makes sense to you. Now, thank you so much for your time. This has been your friend Lani Ramos. And if you have some questions, just follow the link www.facebook.com/Lani English Teacher. And please don't forget to click like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified of the upcoming post. Thank you. Goodbye.